A question coming in from Black 185 in our digital community said, do you think, I'm assuming, LGBT community and the Black church can coexist?
Absolutely.
Let me push that question, because that's sort of an obvious yes. Church ain't turning nobody away. How should the Black church and LGBT community exist?
I think it's going to be diverse from church to church. Every church has a different opinion on the issue, and every gay person is different. And I think that to speak the church, the Black church or white church or any kind of church you want to call it, are all the same is totally not true. And all gay people are not the same. The types of relationships that are afforded are based on the types of people in each individual case.
Yeah.
And LGBTs of types and sorts have to find a household of worship that reflects what your views are and what you believe, like anybody else. And the church should have the right to have its own convictions and values. If you don't like those convictions and values, you totally disagree with it, don't try to change my house, move into your own and establish that sort of thing and find somebody who gets what you get about faith.
First of all, has your thinking evolved on this?
Evolved and evolving. Evolved and evolving.
Jesus can reveal himself to anybody.
Does that mean that all people, all races, obviously in your church, we see all people, all races. I can't imagine that you would have 16,000 people in there and none of them would be gay. So are gay people also included?
Absolutely. Anybody is.
Will a gay person be accepted into heaven as you see it?
Well, I believe they will. Because I believe that, you have to have forgiveness for your sins, but sometimes we look at gay being a bigger sin than being proud or being, not telling the truth. I don't think God categorizes sins. I think we're all changing, and, I'd love to think that we're all going to be without one sin. I hope that's true, but I don't think any of us would make it to heaven.
Joel Osteen, talk about sort of what he preaches, his philosophy. So what is your philosophy, Carl? And how do you feel about sort of the tolerance issue that I was talking to Joel about? I mean, do you guys have positions on, say, gay marriage and things like that?
We have a stance on love, and everything else we have conversations.
To play devil's advocate, I mean, do you feel like
that's hard for you because you're so sweet.
but do you feel like you have a moral imperative to speak publicly about some of these more controversial issues?
No, because we try to be like Jesus. Very rarely did Jesus ever talk about morality or social issues.
You were on Piers Morgan last night.
I was.
In fact.
I was.
And you had a very interesting conversation about whether or not being gay was both natural or, so in fact, I think we have it. Can we bring that up?
I think the jury's still out on that. It wouldn't bother me if there was, quote, a gay gene found, because here's what we know about life. I have all kinds of natural feelings in my life, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I should act on every feeling. I do not believe attraction is a sin, but I do believe that some actions are sin.
Let me ask you this on several levels.
Sure.
You think, as a pastor, that it is possible that people are born with a natural desire?
It's possible.
But still, it would be a sin, that God would create a sort of situation whereby someone could have feelings and desires that are natural to them, but it's still a sin.
You know what? I don't have it all figured out. I do know this. I do know I'm called to love everybody. My wife and I have given millions of dollars to help people with HIV/AIDS and worked with gay organizations on that. And
what about the love part, though? Because I hear the AIDS part.
It's not illegal to love somebody.
But you think it's a sin?
No, it's not a sin to love somebody. It might be a sin to have sex with them.
Wow.
It might be.
Yeah.